Hi, I'm Sarah Walker Leptic, and I'm head of partner sales at Dedicated. And here I have with me is Adam Hishla.
I'm Adam, one of the co-founders and CEO of Collectr.
Thank you so much, Adam, for joining us. I'm really excited to chat to you about Collectr and all of the great things that you guys are doing. So why don't you tell us a bit about Collectr, how it started, and also just the incredible amount of growth that you've seen with the application over the last year, really.
The best way to describe it is Collectr is an investment portfolio tracking app for the collectible industry. In 2018, when we started our first startup, the way to de-stress was us going to game stores and opening Pokemon packs or collectibles in general. Now, fast forward to 2021, that hobby became a lot larger than we expected, and we started collecting a lot of different collectibles, and we had no way of tracking the value of them. So we built an app that fit that need, because nothing was available market to track the value of these collectibles. And we just decided to just commercialize it. And in the first 24 hours of launching the App Store, we had 5,000 users.
Wow.
And at that point, we realized we may be onto something. Didn't realize how big the market would be, because fast forward 4 years, we're at 8 million users right now worldwide.
That's an incredible amount of growth.
Yeah, super humbling. We didn't expect this, and it continues to grow at that pace. But yeah, that's a little bit about us.
And I know too that you grew that, to 8 million users. You were at 1 million, say like early last year, and you've grown significantly in just a year alone. So that's really incredible to see that type of growth. And now there must be some challenges though when you do grow that quickly. Yeah. What were some of the challenges that you were seeing just alone with your application and its environment?
The team is very small. We're roughly about 8 people. And on the engineering side, for the longest time, it was 1.5 people. And now it's 2 people out of the entire team. So hitting the first million was our first pivotal moment where we realized there's scale challenges that we've faced. That's on the platform infrastructure. That's when we brought in the AWS team to support us. So they provided a bunch of engineers, architects to dissect and look into how we've set up the platform and what we could do to help mitigate a lot of the issues we had. Now, that did get us so far, which is up to 2 million, which we didn't expect to hit in a couple months. But that's when they introduced us to the Dedicated team so that we can build out a longer lasting solution, much more robust solution that allowed us to go from the 2 million to 8 million.
And that is one of the benefits of, working with AWS as your cloud vendor is that they have this vast ecosystem of partners that they can introduce to their customers to help them with that grow. And as you mentioned, that is how you were introduced to Dedicated.
That's right.
And we were able to help you out with some professional services and as well as managed services. So why don't we talk briefly about just our first interaction and why you were looking to bring on a partner like Dedicated and how we were able to help when we first were introduced.
Our first interaction was with some of the skill issues that we faced. And there were several members of the Dedicated team, architects, engineers that jumped on. And the first interaction was they dove right in to understand what is Collectr, what is the platform, what are we trying to achieve before jumping into the problem. And that's a different lens that gave me a lot of trust and comfort, because jumping into the problem immediately can rectify it for a short period of time, but not necessarily for the long term. Being a small team with the focus that across 8 million users now, even back then at 1 million users, the volume of requests that come in from the business side really broke apart our time. And bringing on the Dedicated team on the managed services helped build out the tools that we need, any of the capabilities that we didn't think about that allowed us to free up the time that we needed to focus on the business, which in turn, as you can imagine, hitting the numbers that we've hit, I think in part, thanks to the Dedicated team, we were able to focus on building out the partnerships, the scale, focus on the users, focus on the platform, and continue growing the business. And then Dedicated helps make sure that that infrastructure level can also scale out to the numbers that we see. We focus on the application logic, and together that allows us to continue to grow the business at the rapid rate we're growing it at.
What's next for Collectr and what can we expect?
So Collectr has become the de facto global pricing authority for collectibles cards around the world. If you go into a lot of the stores worldwide, you'll see that they price their cards with Collectr. And so having the time now to focus on this so we can do more predictive pricing, the ability for people to understand what they have in their inventory, whether it's the right time to buy, right time to sell. These are things coming down the pipe shortly.
Well, I'm very excited to see what's next for Collectr and to see you guys continue to grow. And I've really enjoyed our conversation. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.